To tonight's original now, with in-depth reporting on a topic we've been watching. And tonight it's an unexpected but powerful group which says they're fighting to protect the separation of church and state. The Satanic Temple. We told you about them before on this show. Remember, they're battling a lot of conservative movements by fighting for what they say is their members' religious rights. One issue we've seen them gain some traction on is abortion. They've sued states over access to it, even launching what they call the first ever religious abortion clinic network. Now, the Satanic Temple's taking on religion in schools, using new laws in several states to try and get Satanist ministers inside classrooms. Here's Maura Barrett.
Tonight, the Satanic Temple wants to put its own ministers in public schools in both Florida and Oklahoma. It's a move in opposition to conservative lawmakers in those states voting to allow religious chaplains to serve in schools, essentially as counselors.
Chaplains have a very specific role.
13 other states have proposed similar bills this year. The demonic-sounding group using this debate to push back on certain Christian ideals and its increasing overlap on public life.
If they pass these bills, they're going to have to contend with ministers of Satan acting as chaplains within their school districts.
Lucian Greaves, who uses a pseudonym to protect against threats, is a co-founder of the Satanic Temple.
They're going to lose in court. The Constitution is unambiguous about this. You just cannot take a religious identity and cut it out from a public accommodation. They'll have to pay the attorney's fees, and frankly, they shouldn't be putting that kind of budget into this kind of culture war grandstanding BS.
Though in its name, the temple doesn't worship Satan. Instead, describes itself as non-theistic and has become known for inserting itself into various culture wars as an opposition to hardcore Christian ideals.
Whether you agree with them or not, they certainly are very thoughtful about their activism. What they're concerned about is how Christianity is privileged within an American society and has rights that other minority religious groups don't have. And so they see themselves as defenders of religious liberty and the rights of religious minorities.
According to its website, the temple sees Satan as a symbol of eternal rebel in opposition to arbitrary authority and believes in reason, empathy, and the pursuit of knowledge. Their efforts come off as mocking and satirical, but are with serious meaning. One issue is gaining a lot of traction on: abortion, bodily autonomy. After the overturn of Roe v. Wade, it named a telehealth abortion clinic after Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's mom, and since sued several states to argue that abortion restrictions violate religious freedom for their members. And then when Arkansas installed a statue of the 10 Commandments outside its state capitol, the temple unveiled its own statue of the goat-headed figure, Baphomet. The number of congregations of the Satanic Temple more than doubling since 2021 amid the rise of Christian nationalism. How does this push towards more conservative values play into that from your perspective?
Those who would be drawn to the Satanic Temple are particularly concerned about Christian overreach, and that there is this fear that somehow America, or at least parts of America, are becoming an evangelical Christian theocracy as opposed to a secular democracy.
The temple sees strength in that awareness, in their mission, as they put it, to fight fire with fire.
Maura is joining us now. Super interesting, Maura. Talk through some of the broader goals here, the bigger goals of the activism of the Satanic Temple here.
Hallie, we reported this out with conjunction with our digital colleague Tyler Kincaid, and what we found is even though it's a very unique and unusual form of activism, it's effective. There's arguments and precedent where federal courts have sided with the temple, and essentially what they're doing here is going up against Christian or conservative movements that are trying to upend or break through protections that are already in place, and the temple is working to highlight those inequalities even more so. Hallie.
Maura Barrett, thank you so much, you and Tyler, for that very interesting reporting. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories. See you in school.